Good morning, boys and girls. Happy Friday. Um, just to give you a little recap of what we did in Because of Mr. Turrup yesterday. We started the month of October, and there was a fire. They were doing that experiment with the plants and trying to put little concoctions in there and see what would happen in their plants with the different concoctions. And in the process, Luke, remember he's the kid who's really really into school and everything. He decided to come up with this chemical reaction concoction. He didn't know it was going to happen that way, and it ended up smoking. The fire alarm came and all that. And so now we're kind of looking at all the different characters' perspective or how they felt about what happened. Okay, so why don't I just get started? We are on to Jeffrey. All right, here we go. Luke was trying to feed our plant. I saw the smoke rising. I knew that was going to happen. Turrup did too, because I saw him go to the windows right away. Not fast enough, though. The alarm still went off. The whole school had to go outside because of Luke. When we came back in, some guy was walking down the hall with our janitors, Mr. Loomis and Mr. Ruddy. Turrup sent us into the classroom, but he stayed in the hall. I hid by the door and listened. All of it, the man yelled. I want all of it off the walls. He was pointing to our map posters. Mr. Loomis looked at Turrup. You heard him, he said. I'm not taking them down, Turrup said. Do you know who this is? Mr. Ruddy said. This is the fire marshal. Turrup said, I don't care who it is. I'm not taking them down. He looked at the fire marshal and said, you have no idea how hard my kids worked on these. He was pointing at our posters. He was pointing at my poster. It had one word on it, stupid. And it wasn't even a dollar word. All of a sudden, I felt bad because I hadn't tried on Turrup's project. There was some more words said, but then the fire marshal just left. The posters stayed. I hope he felt stupid. Turrup came back in the room. Peter was out of his seat. Mr. T, you just told that guy off, Peter said, dancing around. That was awesome. No, I didn't, Turrup said. Get in your seat. You shouldn't have seen that. But I saw it and I heard it. Turrup stuck up for us. There's always posters up in the school halls, and they're never fire hazards. I think the fire marshal was just mad about our false alarm. And I think Turrup knew that too. He wasn't going to get pushed around. Our hard work mattered to Turrup. Even mine? I owed him now. I had to try, even if only a little. All right, now we're on to Anna. I didn't want my plant to die. I didn't want to put it in the box. Everybody was staring at me. I started crying. I wonder why she's so concerned about this plant. Mr. Turrup took me out in the hall. Anna, what's wrong? I don't want to kill my plant, I blurted out. My back slid down the wall. I put my head in my hands. We're not going to kill your plant, Mr. Turrup knelt down in front of me. Yes, you are, I said. If you put it in the box, it's going to kill it. We'll take it out before it dies, he promised. No, I don't want to hurt it. Tell you what, Anna, let's do the experiments that are lined up for your plant. We have to, because Danielle is your partner, and she needs to do the science too. Then when we're all done, I'll let you take my plant, our control plant, the one we don't do anything to. I still didn't like the idea of hurting my plant, but I liked the idea of getting the control. I think he saw my hesitation. Plus, since you're working with Danielle, I have a feeling that your plant is actually going to be just fine. I don't know Danielle that well. She's never been in my class before. She seems nice. I like her. Sometimes she's friends with Alexia. I don't know why. I'm glad I'm partners with Danielle and not Alexia. I've never been in Alexia's class, but I can tell she's mean. All the girls listen to her, though. Katie, Emily, Heather, Natalie, all of them. Not me. I just stay away from her. My mom has warned me not to get involved in that popularity stuff. She was ostracized once. That means nobody wanted to be friends with her. My mom told me what it was like when there was a big group of people holding hands in a circle and she was never let in. She always had to stand outside the circle. Mom doesn't ever want that to happen to me. It was when she was 16 when I was born. I can tell that she still hurts inside from all of it. Even her own parents shunned her. That's why she quit school shortly after I was born and moved out. She tried to move in with my dad. I've never met him, but that didn't work out. He left. Mom says we can talk about my dad and the whole situation when I get older. All I know is that she says he's a nice man. My grandma and grandpa, I've never met them either. Still, I don't want anything to still don't want anything to do with us. They moved far away after my mom moved out. My mom might be young, but she's still a great mom. She's my best friend and I love her. If you love someone, you don't quit on them just because they make a mistake. Mr. Turrup helped me stand up. Trust me on this one, he said. Be positive. We headed back into the classroom. My plant went into the box and came out a few days later, a little yellow and without a lot of new growth, but it was alive. Turning it on its side wasn't harmful, so I was okay with the rest, with that test, and then it was our chance to feed it whatever we wanted. Mr. Turrup was right. Danielle knew what she was doing. Here's a list of things we could mix together, Danielle said. I read the list. I didn't know everything on it. How did she? My grandmother helped me with it, she said. She's always been good at growing things. She's the reason we have successful crops at our farm. Both of us bought, brought in some of the ingredients. We mixed them together and fed our plant. Ours was the only one to survive. It turned really green and grew and grew and grew. I took the control home, but Danielle and I decided to leave our plant in school. We kept feeding it, and everyone watched it grow. It grew almost to the ceiling, wrapping itself around the cord to the blinds all the way up. Then one day, it was knocked over. Somehow, our super duper plant fell off the windowsill. Nobody knows how it happened. I have a pretty good idea, though. I want you to think about who might have done it. I bet Alexia did it because it happened when she was being nasty to Danielle. I'm thankful that Mr. Turrup let me take the control plant home. I didn't want her to hurt that one, too. I liked being Danielle's partner. I wondered now if Mr. Turrup knew what he was starting between me and Danielle. I really do wonder. All right. So on Monday, our next chapter will be Jessica. Let's see how long that is. We'll probably get a couple in there, and then we got a Lexi chapter. Ooh my! All right. So all right. I'm looking forward to talking to you guys about it. We have 5 chapters kind of under our belt. I call them chapters, but they're just the different characters. So I'm looking forward to that discussion with you guys. All right. Or maybe it already happened. But either way, I'm sure it'll be good to hear your opinions on these different people. All right. Have a great day. All right.